Okay, we're in volume 8 of the Bible story. Sorry, somebody must be coming, but I haven't seen anybody yet. Oh, I don't know why my nose do that. It's probably just his hair. Okay, we're at part 3, story 3, the Good Samaritan. Oh, I like this story. Okay, one day a lawyer came to Jesus and asked him what seemed to be the very proper, what seemed to be a very proper question. Master, he said, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? Knowing that this man was trying to start an argument, Jesus replied with another question. What is written in the law? The lawyer said, Thou shalt love you shall love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, and with all thy strength, and with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself. You answered right, said Jesus. Do this and you will live. But the man was not satisfied. Who is my neighbor? He asked. And this gave Jesus a chance to teach this man a lesson he greatly needed. And he did it by telling one of his most famous stories, a story that has been told and retold thousands of times since then. A certain man, said Jesus, went down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among thieves. These cutthroats wounded this lonely traveler, stole his clothes, and left him dying on the side of the road, half dead. By chance, a priest came by, but he didn't stop. He gave one glance at the wounded man and passed by on the other side. Next came a Levite. He at least took the trouble to go and look at the poor sufferer, but he didn't do anything to help. He too passed by on the other side. Then came a Samaritan, one of those people who the Jews hated so much. When he saw what had happened, he was filled with pity, and without a thought of himself, decided to do what he could to help. And then it has a picture of the guy talking to Jesus, or their representation of Jesus. And this looks like the Jesus that most people of us have in our on our walls. It was about the same time. I was supposed to have one. We used to have it on there. I don't know what happened to it, but I think my parents still have it. I just hadn't seen it in a while. Okay, okay, okay. Kneeling beside the injured man, he cleaned his wounds as best as he could and brought and bounded them up. Then, very carefully, he placed him on his own donkey and took him to the nearest inn. Here he got a room and food for him. The next day, when he had to leave, he gave the innkeeper money and said, Take care of him, and if you need to spend more, I will pay you on my return. Now, said Jesus, looking straight at the lawyer, which of these three do you think was neighbor to him who fell among the thieves? He who showed mercy to him, the lawyer replied. Go and do likewise, said Jesus. Whether the lawyer took Jesus' advice, we do not know. If he did, if he didn't, then we will never enjoy the eternal life. Okay, if he didn't, then he will never enjoy the eternal life he said he was seeking. For that rich reward is only for those whose hearts are filled to overflowing with love to God and man. Love that reveals itself in deeds of mercy and self-sacrifice. If you and I would have eternal life, our hearts also must be tender with divine compassion for the poor, the sick, the needy, and the oppressed. By deeds of loving kindness, we must prove we are good neighbors, good Samaritans, true children of God. And then, of course, it has Russell Harlan, artist, and it has a big two-pager. It's got a little character, I think. Oh, it's the two, the priest further up, and then the Levite right here, the blue, and then of course the Samaritan helping the man. And it's a big painting. Well, it's big for the book. It's got all the text in it. But, so you've got the priest, and the Levite, and then of course the Samaritan right here helping the man who is robbed of everything, his animal, his money, and beaten to death. And he's bounded him and covered him up. Okay, and that was part 3, story 3. Like always, it's the Bright, and I'll be back with the next story in just a minute.